Okay, so you've been working really hard and you can be very proud of the work that you've done up to this point. Today is going to be an easier lesson. We are going to do type on a path, and this is a lot of fun. But first, I want to explain to you how this type tool works. So first I'm going to make a path. So I'll go to the pen tool and I'll make sure that I take off my fill and my stroke. Unless you want the path to show, you should take off your fill and your stroke on these things. Okay, so there we go. There's a nice curved line, and I am in the outline view right now. Because I don't have a fill or a stroke, I want you to be able to see what we're doing. Whoops. Control Z, undo that. Okay, so I'm going to go to the type tool here, and you'll see that the I-beam has a curve through it, almost identical to the one that I just made. And I'm going to click here at the beginning of the line. Whoops, it went to the center though. Why? Because I have this justified center. So I'm going to left justify this, and you'll see that the cursor will move. Here's our paragraph. Left justify up here. Okay. Now I'm going to type, now is the time for all good men to come to the aid of their country. Period. Okay, so I'm going to make this a little larger so you can see it a little better. And I'll do that by just dragging through it with my I-beam and coming up to the option bar. Okay, that's good. 15 points seems to work for this. All right, so what I want to show you is I'm going to come to the direct selection tool here. Now the way Adobe has their type, there is a line here that is the beginning line. And when you go by it, you see there's a little line with an arrow going in the opposite direction. Then if you come to the center, there is a little arrow going up in the center. And here to the end, that means the arrow is pointing in the opposite direction. So this is the beginning of the line, the ending of the line, and the center. And this will help you. Now, one of the things that Adobe does is in order to get type on top of the line, it's pretty easy. To get type on the other side of the line, all you have to do is go to the center there and drag down. And you see the type will go to the other side of the stroke. Okay, so I'm going to delete this whole thing and we'll do our project. I'm going to make, first of all, I want to show my rulers because I want to put up a guide for myself. And I'm going to come to the side here and put up a guide in the center here. Close enough. All right, and I'm going to make sure that my guides are locked. Yes, they are. Good. Oops. All right. I wonder why that's black. It should be blue. Oh, I know why. I'm not in the preview view. All right. So I'm going to go to my ellipse tool here, and I'm going to make a centered circle about 2.5 inches. And just judge it. Okay, there we go. And I'll take off my fill because remember I don't want a fill or a stroke on here. And I'm going to go back to the outline view so that I can see what I'm doing. I'll make a copy of this by holding down my Alt key and putting the copy above. And I'll make a copy of one down below also. Okay, so to begin with, I want to put Oakton up at the top of this circle, the word Oakton. And guess where I'm going to click? Here on the bottom. So I take the curved part of my I-beam and click here. All right, the cursor's down there, but I'm going to go to center align or center justify. And I'm going to type the word Oakton, all in caps. There we go. Oh, isn't that nice? All right, so now I'm going to go down to this circle here. And this time I want the type to be down here. So I'll come up here and click. You can see my I-beam is down here. And I'll take off my cap lock and I will type community college in upper and lower case. All right, so I've got Oakton here, community college here. I'm just going to go to the plane type tool here and click here on the side. I'm not going to click in the circle because it might think I want to make area type. And with my shift key down, I'm going to type OCC in caps. All right. And I'll come here to my corner here, hold down my shift key and make this a little larger so that it fits comfortably in the circle. And I can use my arrow keys to make it a little easier. There we go. Oh, I like this over to the right just a bit. I'll use my arrow keys for that. All right, so here we go. So to begin with, I want to look at this Oakton up here. It looks awful small. So I'll go to my type on a path tool and I'm going to drag through this. And I'll make the type larger. And I will go to my character palette and make the tracking larger. So I'll come here to the tracking and I'll set the tracking at, oh, I think 200. Oh, that's very good. All right, so there we have Oakton there. Oops, what happened? Control Z gets it back. All right, so I'm going to come down here now to this. And I'm going to drag through this type because what I'd really like this type to be is inside the circle. So I'm going to go to my direct selection tool and go to the center I-beam here and just drag inside like that. Okay? But I'd like the tops of the letters to be on the outer edge of the circle. So I drag through this and go to my character palette here on the top. And I'm going to change the baseline. I'll just move the baseline here. Oops, that's too far. I was looking. There we go. Oh, isn't that nice? All right, so I'll do a Control 0. And I have my Oakton up here, Community College here. And I will drag this so that my center anchor points match. Take this top circle and match the center anchor point. There we go. And I'm going to change view at this point. Okay, so here's my circle. And I will go back to the outline view because I want to make a background on this. So I'll go to my ellipse tool and holding down my Shift and my Alt key, I'll drag out a circle that's slightly larger than my type. And I will change view now. Oh, you can see it's black. And I'll come to the swatches and change color here. And then go to Object, Arrange, and Send to Back. And there is my type. Now I'm looking here at this type down here for community college. And if I double click on it, triple click on it, it'll select the whole thing. I'm going to increase the tracking on that. It just would look better. I'll do it at 200. Oh, see how much nicer that looks. All right. So your project is to make your own badge and make it personal. Make it for an organization that you belong to or for your own personal use. You will have to make an illustration or some sort of a design using the tools and drawing it yourself. And I know it's going to look beautiful. Bye.